Oh boy, which poorly written comedy shall I roast today? Yo, what is up, my Cinedroids? G to the S here. Today, I'm gonna be reviewing a movie that takes the Sherlock Holmes tale and completely rips that entire concept to shreds called Holmes and Watson. The story? Detective Sherlock Holmes and Dr. John Watson, played by both Megamind and Wreck-It Ralph themselves, Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly of all people, join forces to investigate a mysterious murder at Buckingham Palace. It seems like an open and shut case, as all signs point to Professor James Moriarty, played by Victor Quartermain from Wallace and Gromit: The Curse of the Were-Rabbit, Ray Fiennes, the criminal mastermind and longtime nemesis of the crime-solving duo. When new twists and clues begin to emerge, the world's greatest sleuth and his trusted assistant must now use their legendary wits and ingenious methods to catch the killer before the Queen becomes their next victim. Or better yet, why not just make the story confusing for us to follow and, if that's not cringy enough, make blatant pop culture references and lowbrow jokes that are inconsistent to the setting on what this movie is based on, which I will discuss right now. Oh my gosh, the jokes in this movie were horrendous. Like, there's this one scene where I don't think it says in the rules for reviewing a crappy movie that you can't spoil something in it, but there's this long pandering scene where both Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly have to find something to dress for the jury council, but they have these party hats that don't fit in the setting. Like, there's a pirate hat, or the hat shaped like a paparazzi or something like that. That serves no purpose to the story whatsoever. There's also a scene where, on screen, they're seen vomiting in a bucket. Yeah, cause that's a knee slapper, right? There's even a brief, blatant reference to a Disney Channel sitcom show, Hannah Montana, which not only was out of place, but it was out of nowhere in the most forgettable way possible. People, filmmakers out there, if you want to make a comedy that pokes fun at the Sherlock Holmes story, make it somewhat fitting to the actual plot. Or better yet, make it as a sketch on SNL or Nickelodeon's All That or something. This movie's comedy was not well executed at all. It was sloppy, too grotesque, and very facepalm inducing. Oy vey, could this get any worse? Oh yeah, it does. In terms of the film's story and or plotline, and this goes for the movie's use of character development as well, the filmmakers go on and on about how really smart Sherlock is, but they just keep telling you that in every single solitary scene in this movie. And there's this whole unnecessary relationship squabble with both Holmes and Watson about who has the right to be co-detective or consultant detective, which irks me to no end. Their relationship in general was not well executed, which is a very bad sign. If you look at the BBC show of Sherlock, the relationship in that one felt very genuine and realistic. And yes, the show displays why Sherlock Holmes is very smart, but they don't tell you over and over again on why he's smart. They keep showing you cliff notes and mathematics on the screen, but they make it engaging. They make it very intriguing. This movie does show you cliff notes and mathematics on the screen, sure, but when he gets distracted, they mess it up and start it over. Again, if it's part of the joke in this movie, it just drags on and on to the point where I'm just like, dude, just get on with it already. Just be a detective, for goodness sakes. That's what you're born to do, right? I'm telling you, I got sick and tired of the whole thing. Whoever was in charge of the script should be fired. It was not good. And if any of you lovely fans say that there are some action sequences in this movie, it only consists of one or two brief scenes where Holmes and Watson take part in some action, and it does look very ludicrous. All they did was fight in a boxing match and stop a literal ticking time bomb during the anticlimactic third act in this movie. Nothing much else. Sony Pictures has to learn that action sequences need to have tension and weight put into it, not make us feel awkward with unengaging love triangle subplots in almost every single scene. In fact, why do you need to spend that much time adding those in? It just doesn't feel earned or natural in any way, shape, or form. If you just cut those out of the film, it wouldn't change anything. Just be your own thing. But nope. Apparently a bunch of idiots decided to add those into the story just to have some sort of edge to it, I guess. But again, it's not necessary. Alright, let me gather some composure and think about what I did like in this film. There are only two things that I enjoyed. One, the Kim Morgan cinematography when it comes to filming certain shots of London does look neat to watch. Even the direction from Ethan Coen was okay. I mean, Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly were the only ones that are having a good time with their roles, I'll admit, but it still doesn't save it from the awfulness throughout this slogfest. All the other actors and extras in this film were either phoning it in or just don't give a darn about what they're doing throughout the movie. Still not a good sign. In the end, what else is there to say about this movie? I thought Holmes and Watson was another classic case of an interesting concept gone horribly wrong. Like I said, the jokes reeked, the story was squandered, the intrigue was gone, and the overall execution of the whole thing was a catastrophe. And as a result, I rate Holmes and Watson a 0.5 star out of 5. Don't waste your time and money with this one. It's not worth it. I would rather watch BBC Sherlock instead. So Holmes and Watson, you've seen it, right? Well, let me know in the comments which movie that takes an original concept and screws it all up. I would love some answers, please. But if you like this video and you want to see some more, make sure that like button shines in your face. That'll totally help me out a ton. Also, share that video with your family and friends and favorite it. That's a very good way to show support for this review. Also, if you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe and ring that bell right next to you so you can be notified of future videos that I have in store for you. Also, if you want a shout out in a future video, just follow me on both Instagram and Twitter, and I will choose one of my Cinedroids to be displayed as a shout out. The link's in the description below. And also follow me on Stardust so you can catch early reactions to movies, TV show episodes, and trailers. I'll put a link to that below in the description as well so you can download the app for yourself. But until then, I'll see you next time. Peace out.